Welcome back to the shop. I've had a delivery. Yeah, that's interesting. To Casual Haze, sorry about the delay. Love, Santa. Oh. Okay, let's see what the old boy sent us. Never done an unboxing video. Probably never do another one. Rubbish. Oh, boxes. Boxes. More boxes. More boxes. More stuff. All right. Good old boy. Okay. Let's start with the first one. Oh, what have we got here? All right, that's a dial bore gauge. Excellent. Ooh, too far. Here we go. Oh yeah, I likey. So, let's move on, have a look at the next one. Same thing, a different size. Yeah, that one's a different size, so let's move on to the last one. See what we got there. I think these are like buses, they come in threes. Here we go, this is yet another bore gauge, analog bore gauge, a different size again. So yeah, I'll unbox those properly and clean them up and then we'll have a closer look. However, this is the last piece. Oh, that's nice. I like that box. It's better quality than I thought. Look at that. A small box of gauge blocks. Hey, I've wanted a set of these for years and years. So yeah, that's good. Let me take a closer look and we'll see what we've got. Right, so what we've got here is a dial bore gauge, an analog dial bore gauge, and I got three. So there we go, there's a second and there's the third, and that covers me range wise from 18mm to 160mm bore. So that's quite a range. These are very much the budget end of the market, but I have to say I'm reasonably impressed with the build quality. They look okay. So never used a set before, but let's put these to one side and I'll show you how you use them, or how I think you use them. I've got this old bearing, so we'll have a little look at the diameter of that. So what we've got is a standard little dial test indicator. Not the best of quality, but does it matter? Probably. And this telescoping gauge adapter, if you like. And what this does is, to start with, there's a little sprung-loaded piece that fits. It helps. I think it's for protection. Also, it keeps you aligned in the centre of the bore that you're trying to measure. So a little sprung-loaded piece there, and a plunger. And the plunger, when you push the plunger down, pushes a pin that comes in and out of the end here. So you fit your dial indicator by sliding it in until you engage. There we go. Oh, let me do it this way around. And do that again. There we go. Slide it in until you start to engage, then lock it in. So whenever I push the little pin at the end here, the gauge moves. And the way you set the different diameters is you unscrew these little anvils, select the one that you need from your box, and just screw them in. It's as simple as that. There's a little ball bearing in the end there that there's a little ball bearing in the end there that's the pivot point, and this end of the anvil is rounded as well. Right, I know what you're saying. How far you push the DTI into the barrel and how far you screw the little anvil in affects what the reading is on the DTI, and you're absolutely spot on. This in itself is really, it's a comparator. It's not a gauge as such. I think that's probably a misnomer. It really is just a comparator. So what you have to do is set the known diameter or the known length across these anvils in order to then make sense of the readings you get up here. So that's where the gauge blocks come in. Bring in the gauge blocks. So if we want to measure the bore of this crappy old bearing, I know that's 25mm. But if you were machining it to that, you'd want some sort of reference, and that's what this is all about. So what I've done is I'm only going to clean up the ones that I need as I need them, because you know, this nice protective goo paper will stop them from rusting. So I have cleaned up the 20mm and the 5mm. I mean, it's a cracking finish on there. My wife could shave in those. She's standing behind me. Oh dear. I've issued a grovelling apology, so hopefully I got away with that. Anyway, so these the faces on these gauge blocks are, you can see that, they are absolutely spot on. And the as long as you keep them at 20 degrees C, this is a grade 2 set, so they're really for workshop use. I think grade 1 is beyond what I would need out here in my little hobby shop. So that one is 5mm across there, and if I use my approximeters, we're 5 dead. You can probably just about see that. I need a new battery in this, it's flashing, but okay. So that's 5 dead, and this one is 20mm dead, almost certainly. Let's check. Whoops. 20.01. My guess is the approximeters aren't that accurate. So anyway, okay. So the way you make these work is you ring them. So you put two faces together, the two polished faces, at 90 degrees, and then ring it, and it holds on. That one's not very good because it's dirty. Right, there we go. Right, have another go. Yeah, that's much better. And I don't think, I mean, maybe somebody will know, but I don't think anybody really has a clue as to how these things hold together. My guess is that the surface finish is so good that it's a molecular attraction. So you're down to the atomic level. The atoms are combining their electrons and therefore binding to each other. Sometimes called cold fusion. I'm not completely convinced I would know how that works, and I don't think anybody else does. So anyway, right. So that's now 25mm across there. So we can set our gauge. And you're going to say, well, hang on, that's an external diameter, an external size. How are you going to do that? Well, you can cheat. Right, so this is I think the simplest way to set these up. You could, I know that's 25 mil across there because I've measured it with my approximeters, but if you wanted to use one of these bore gauges and you wanted it to measure 23 millimeters, you've got a problem unless you've got a precision bore that's already 23 millimeters. Then you can set that up set your gauge up as a comparator. That's why we've got a set of slip gauges, because making that 23 millimeters across there is a piece of cake. Just swap the 5 mil out with the 3 mil, and you're spot on. So the distance between those two is now 25 millimeters. Oh, need to adjust this. That's better. Is that better? There we go. You need to waggle it in this direction so that you find the, there we go, the point of minimum. There we go. That is there. That's the minimum distance in that direction. Now we need to rattle this perpendicular. So again, there we go. There is the minimum. I don't know if you can see that very well, but whoops. There is the minimum. So if I now turn my mark round, my gauge, what's the word, the bezel, until we get to, there we go, that is now set to 0. So if I just lock the bezel in place, then we'll have a look at the bearing. So bear with me. There we go. Right, so put that to one side, and if we just push this into the bearing, whoops, and straight out the other side. I don't know if you can see that, but my engineering approximators measured that at point 24.97, I think, and this is a more precision way of doing it, and it measures it at it's 24.98. So yeah, there appears to be a slight discrepancy. My money's on this. These are always going to be a digital approximation. You get all sorts of digital errors with these things. Having said that, they are pretty damn good, and so far in 30 odd years of engineering and model engineering, these have been good enough. But I think with a CNC mill, my level of precision is improving slightly. So being able to measure bores really accurately, I think, is a step forward. A set of grade 2 gauge blocks. This is the smallest set that you can get from a reasonable manufacturer, Moore and Wright, probably made in China, almost certainly made in China. Each one is serial numbered. They have a proper calibration certificate with them, and they have been measured professionally. So they've even got the deviation in microns. So you know, we're down to micron tolerances with this sort of stuff. So gauge blocks, 3 gauges, 3 bore gauges to cover from 18mm to 160mm, all for less than £200. That's not too shabby really, is it? For this level of precision, I think that's pretty good going. So there you have it. I reckon that's a reasonable buy for the sort of stuff that I'm now making. And yeah, once again, thanks for watching. Give us a like and a thumbs up, and if you've got anything to say, tell me that I've done something completely stupid with how you set these things up. do let me know, because I'm no more of an expert on most of this stuff than you guys. So in fact, to be perfectly honest, I'm not an expert in any damn thing. So yeah, thanks for watching. Take care, keep yourself safe, and we'll see you next time. Yeah, time to play, I think.